Somebody was asking, Rawah Muslim, what is Rawah? It is not Rawah, brother. It's Rawah with a ha, not with a ha. So if I didn't like pronounce the ha properly, I apologize for that. But it's Rawahu Muslim. Rawah means narrated by or reported by Muslim. How many bones in the body on a body one has? I think is it 200 200 something, I guess. I'm not sure, but we were talking about joints, and I think there are 360 joints. The exact number of bones now doesn't come to mind. It's around 206, something like that. What is it called when the Prophet knows something even before the person asks? Is it some sort of wahi from Allah? Yes, it's wahi. It's a kashf. It's wahi, by the way, is not necessarily like sending Jibril and telling the Prophet a message from Allah through Jibril. أوحى ربك إلى النحل وأوحينا إلى النحل, for example, like we made wahi to an-nahl. It is not sending Jibril. It's basically one of the meaning of wahi, like ilham and kashf and so on. وأوحى ربك إلى النحل أن اتخذي من الجبال بيوتا ومن الشجر ومما يعيشون. Right, that's the ayah. Can you please repeat if some Sahaba passed away due to the shock? I didn't mean pass away like died. I mean passed like lost his conscience. And yeah, they did that. But not only that, but after the Prophet, some has died out of grief. Not immediately, but after a few, like after some time after the Prophet. Yeah, so that happened. What is Salaf and Salaf Salih? That's a good question, and it takes a lot of time to answer because there are a lot of definitions. The word Salaf basically means your predecessor, and sometimes it comes like that. Salaf meaning everybody that just before you, and includes the scholars, even if they are in after the three preferable eras. But the most accurate and the proper meaning of word Salaf Salih is Sahaba, Tabi'in, Tabi'it Tabi'in. So the Sahaba, the followers of Sahaba, the followers of the followers of Sahaba. Okay, so the first three generations. Some said it's the first 300 years. Some said no, not necessarily. It's just 200 something because all of the Tabi'in died by that time, and that's it. Mandub means preferable, recommended, preferable, something like that. How old is this concept of atheism? I'm not sure if you talk about certain concept, but atheism has been in the world for like since the beginning or after Adam. And that's why prophets were being sent. There were atheism, people denying existence of God, people worshipping their own gods, and so on. You zoom in on the image. I'm not sure which image you are talking about. Okay, but you managed to zoom in, so that's great. Maybe there's a table at the end. Yeah. Can you send this chart on Telegram? Yes, I can send it. I'll send it as is, and also I'll try to translate it and send it again. But I'm not sure if I mean if you guys can translate it for the benefit of others, Jazallah khair. May Allah reward him. I put it in the group, and let's see who's going to translate it faster, me or you. Probably you, but let's see. Okay, Mihrab, we talked about it. What is Salaf Sair? I think I answered that now, right? So the Salaf is those who like your predecessor, and the Salaf Salih are those like the scholars and the Imams that came during the preferable period, what is called preferable period, and that's because of the hadith. خير القرون قرني ثم الذين يلونهم ثم الذين يلونهم. The best among you is my era, my decade. Is it decade or no, qarni, 100 years, right? Or like a generation, my generation, and then a generation after me, and the generation after them. And in other riwayah, then a generation after them. So one riwayah 4 generations, and one riwayah only 3 generations. Isn't Taraweeh 20 rak'ah? Yeah, whoever, it is actually Umar who made it 20 rak'ah. The Prophet never prayed it 20 rak'ah. The Prophet prayed 8 rak'ahs. And with what is called shafa and witr, 11. So there is a hadith by Sayyidah Aisha, and the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam didn't pray more than 11 rak'ahs. And in other riwayah, 13, but it's basically 11. I think what scholars agreed on. But that doesn't mean making 20 is incorrect or wrong. It's actually after the Prophet, Umar noticed that it helped people better. So they made it this way. So what is the goal? You look at what is the goal that is in accordance with the Sharia and principle of the Sharia, and promote the Sharia and promote the good things in the Sharia. How to do that? You do that. As long as it's not harming any brother, any others, or making bad things. So people are looking at the goals and the methodology and al-manhajiyya that the Prophet taught the Sahaba, and the Sahaba passed on to the Tabi'een and so on. So these are the Imams and the scholars looking at the goals, the principles of the Sharia and everything, and also the means of doing that. And some people just starting maybe 40, 70 years ago, just narrowed down their mind and said, no, we're gonna just look at the nas, the text as is, not working our minds with it whatsoever. And that's why we get that chaos of fatwa and things that doesn't make sense, and things that inapplicable in 99% of the countries and in the times. Who is al-Albani? He's one of the shuyukh of the Salafiyya, the Tayyar al-Salafi al-Mu'asir, the modern Salafi Tayyar, firqa, ta'ifa, or firqa, or sect, basically. He's one of the scholars, many scholars of this group of brothers. May Allah guide them to what He pleases, to what pleases Him. طول اللحية زيادة عن قبضة. So basically, if you have a heavy beard, there are some hadiths that the Prophet would do that and cut what comes after. So it's qabda. Okay, so just like that, no more than that. So basically, can I put it more or not? So there is a khilaf in fiqh. 206. Okay, so that's the number of bones. All right, so great. I think we finished everything we want to talk about today. Inshallah, we are on track to finish al-Hadith al-Nawawy, inshallah, next time. And as we said, the lesson is going to be a little bit longer, not as long as today. Today is perhaps the longest, but in order to finish and do everything after the finish, inshallah, I think we're going to need an hour and 15 minutes based on that. Astawdi'ukum Allah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all and increase your rewards. See you inshallah next time. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك استغفرك اللهم من كل ذنب واتوب اليك وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه وسلم.